Hello, my name is Ryan Wilson and I am in the Sports Marketing and Media program. The person I interviewed for this assignment is Christopher Woodward, and he is a teacher for the Sports Marketing program at Full Sail University and teaches the class History of Sports Media. My questions for him were, what do you see as the role in visual arts in society today, particularly in your profession? His answer was, the role of visual arts is to create engagement. With no other problems for consumers, you need to grab their attention, hook them in, and keep them engaged. Otherwise, they will quickly move on to something else. More than ever, first impressions are critical. And if you put something interesting before it, a headline or a photo on a website, it will entice someone to read it more. If not, they might click away and never get around to checking out your content. My second question was, new communications and media technologies make imagery almost instantly available. Do you believe that this is having a positive or negative influence on your industry? Provide an example. He said, I actually believe that instant gratification of the world today has a positive and negative impact. The positive is the accessibility of images and the ease of obtaining them. You want a picture of someone, just Google their name and you have a slew of images at your fingerprints. The negative is that I believe that you can take for granted the efforts behind the capturing of an image. There's a lot of work and thought that sometimes gets disregarded now, as if anyone can capture it. Another impact is that we've become a bit spoiled at times. We don't wait for things anymore, and maybe as a result we don't appreciate them as much. My third question was, what popular images do you see that are frequently repeated throughout your industry? His answer was, professional wrestling, in particular Hulk Hogan, made the idea of flexing and posing popular in pop culture. Bodybuilders did it for years, but in the 1980s, Hogan post-match flexing became integrated in a generation. And you see people, even with no muscle tone at all to speak of, mimicking his poses in pictures everywhere, from sporting events to red carpets. Another question I had for him was, who is one of your favorite visual artists and what is your favorite style of visual art? He said, photography is one of my favorite, going back to my days in professional wrestling when I would see ringside photographers literally risking their body to get shots of athletes in midair as they flung their bodies in and around the ring. Photographers like Erwin Makowskiewicz and George Thanios, who are probably unknown outside of their own industry, did some amazing work capturing a unique industry. Away from my own business ventures, I always appreciate the photography of Ross Halfin, who shoots many concerts and live bands. My last question for Christopher was, how has your knowledge of famous artworks influenced your creative process? And he said, I think I have always related back to engagement in my creative process. Grab the attention and hook them in so they check out the content on my website. That said, I believe a pleasant image will always go a long way. While some might gravitate towards the ugly side of sports, such as mistakes or injuries, I think far more prefer the beauty of a perfect play or moments being captured.